Life often feels like a maze of challenges and breakthroughs. Sometimes, progress seems painstakingly slow, or you're perpetually stressed and overwhelmed. These feelings usually stem from a lack of self-awareness and self-management. To create the life you want, you must first understand and improve yourself. Let's dive deep into 7 key areas that can transform your life when you truly understand them. 1. What do you truly want from life? Most people claim they want peace or happiness, but these concepts are often too abstract to guide real-life decisions. Think of it like ordering at a restaurant. Asking for something nutritious is vague and won't get you exactly what you're craving. Similarly, in life, you need to define what you want with precision and clarity. Imagine your ideal life in 10 years. Where are you living? Is it in a bustling city, a quiet suburb, or by the ocean? What does your daily routine look like? Are you running a business, working remotely, or raising a family? Who is in your life? Are you surrounded by close friends, a partner, or children? What brings you joy? Traveling the world, building creative projects, or mentoring others? For instance, instead of saying, "I want to be successful," envision what success means for you. Does it mean financial freedom, the ability to work from anywhere, or making an impact in your community? The more specific you are, the easier it becomes to align your actions with your goals. 2. What are you passionate about? Passion is the fuel that keeps you going, even when things get tough. It's the activity or pursuit that lights a fire inside you, making hours pass in what feels like minutes. Yet, many people never discover their passion because they don't take the time to explore their interests. Ask yourself, what activities make you lose track of time? What topics do you love discussing with others? What do you feel excited or inspired by when you see others doing it? For example, you might find that painting, writing, or helping others solve problems brings you immense joy. If you're not sure, think back to your childhood. What did you love doing before external pressures like school or work took over? Real-life example. Consider someone who loves cooking. They might experiment with new recipes, host dinner parties, or even start a food blog. Their passion for creating meals becomes a source of joy and possibly even a career. Remember, passions don't have to be tied to work. They can be hobbies, creative outlets, or causes you care about. The key is to carve out time for them regularly. 3. What are your strengths? Your strengths are the natural abilities and skills that set you apart. These are often tasks you find easy or enjoyable, even when others struggle with them. However, because they come naturally, many people overlook their strengths, assuming they're not special. To identify your strengths, reflect on compliments you've received. What do people praise you for? What others seek your help with? Are you the go-to person for advice, technical issues, or creative ideas? What you find easy but others find challenging. For example, let's say you're an excellent communicator. You might shine in situations where public speaking or negotiation is required. Or perhaps you're highly organized, and others admire your ability to juggle multiple projects effortlessly. Take the time to identify 3 core strengths. Once you know them, you can leverage them to create opportunities aligned with your goals. 4. What are your weaknesses? Weaknesses aren't just things you're bad at. They're tasks you find draining, uninteresting, or tedious. Understanding your weaknesses allows you to focus your energy on areas where you excel and delegate or outsource tasks that don't align with your strengths. Ask yourself, what tasks bore or frustrate you? What consistently drains your energy? What skills have you struggled to improve, despite your efforts? For example, if you dislike bookkeeping and find it stressful, acknowledge that it's not your strong suit. Instead of spending hours trying to improve, hire an accountant or use specialized software. Real-life lesson. Many successful individuals focus on maximizing their strengths and outsource their weaknesses. Steve Jobs, for instance, focused on product vision and design while relying on others for areas like operations and technical details. 5. What are your core values? Core values are the principles that guide your decisions and shape your identity. They act as filters, helping you determine what aligns with your priorities and what doesn't. Knowing your values provides clarity and makes decision-making easier. Common values include integrity, always doing the right thing, even when it's difficult. Freedom, valuing independence and autonomy in life. Growth, seeking continuous self-improvement and learning. Connection, building meaningful relationships with others. To identify your values, think about moments when you felt most fulfilled. What was happening, and why did it matter? Decisions you've made. What motivated your choices? What frustrates you? Often, the opposite of what you value highlights your core principles. For example, if you value honesty, you may feel deeply uncomfortable in environments where people are deceptive or manipulative. Aligning your actions with your values leads to greater satisfaction and purpose. 6. What makes you truly happy? Happiness often comes from simple, everyday experiences rather than grand achievements. It's not the car or house that makes you happy. It's the freedom, comfort, or pride those things bring. Start by identifying what brings you joy. Activities. Spending time outdoors, cooking, or reading. Relationships. Meaningful connections with family, friends, or a partner. Small pleasures. A morning coffee ritual, listening to your favorite music, or journaling. For instance, someone might realize that what truly makes them happy is the feeling of accomplishment after completing a challenging workout or the warmth of spending quality time with loved ones. Understanding your happiness triggers allows you to incorporate them into your life consistently. 7. What are you willing to sacrifice? Every goal comes with trade-offs, and understanding what you're willing to give up helps clarify your priorities. Whether it's time, money, or comfort, sacrifices are necessary to achieve meaningful outcomes. Consider time. Are you willing to give up leisure to study or work on a passion project? Comfort. Would you take risks, like starting a business, knowing it may lead to temporary instability? Relationships. Are you willing to distance yourself from negative influences to grow personally or professionally? For example, an aspiring entrepreneur might sacrifice weekends and social outings to build their business. A student aiming for a prestigious degree might give up short-term pleasures like parties to focus on their studies. However, it's essential to evaluate the cost of sacrifices. Giving up health or meaningful relationships for success might lead to regret later. Choose wisely and aim for a balanced approach. By understanding these 7 aspects of yourself, you gain clarity, purpose, and direction. Life becomes less about reacting to circumstances and more about proactively creating the future you want. Take the time to reflect deeply on each area. You're worth the investment. The quest for a more fulfilling and meaningful life begins with an internal journey. Getting to know yourself. Too often, we get stuck in exhausting routines or situations that don't bring us happiness because we don't truly understand who we are, what we want, or what we're capable of achieving. But reflecting on fundamental questions like our passions, values, strengths, and weaknesses can give us the clarity and courage we need to transform our reality. Why are these questions so powerful? When you explore deeply who you are, you realize that many of the limitations are self-imposed. This understanding can be liberating and, more importantly, transformative. Knowing yourself better not only illuminates the paths available to you, but also helps you create new ones. Knowing what you want out of life is the first step to getting out of autopilot mode. When you clearly visualize your goals, whether it's having a meaningful career, living in a place you love, or building deep relationships, it becomes a powerful guide. Without a clear vision, it's easy to get carried away by the desires of others or societal expectations. Knowing what you want gives you focus and purpose, making it easier to abandon habits or paths that don't lead you to your goal. For example, if you discover that what you want most is financial freedom, you may feel motivated to change your relationship with money, learning to save, invest, and undertake. This clarity transforms the "I want to change my life" into a concrete plan. Many people spend years without exploring what truly makes them happy. Asking yourself what you love to do can be a turning point. Your passion is a natural source of energy and motivation, capable of making challenges easier and life more vibrant. Imagine that you realize that your true passion is helping other people. This can inspire a transition to a career more aligned with that purpose, such as in the area of health, education, or social assistance. Even if your passion starts as a hobby, it can evolve and give new meaning to your life. When you identify your strengths, you realize that you have valuable tools to build the life you want. Many people underestimate their abilities, but when you recognize what you do well, you gain confidence to take on challenges that previously seemed insurmountable. For example, if you discover that you have a knack for problem-solving or communication, you may feel encouraged to seek a leadership position or start a personal project. Knowing that you have unique talents can help you overcome self-doubt and embrace new opportunities. Changing your life doesn't mean trying to be good at everything. It means learning to focus on what matters. Recognizing your weaknesses isn't a sign of failure, but of intelligence. When you understand which tasks or areas are draining you, you can find ways to delegate or simplify them, freeing up energy for what really matters. For example, if organizing your finances is a challenge, you could hire help or use digital tools to manage your finances, allowing you to spend more time on what you do best. Your values act as a moral compass. They help you make decisions more quickly and align your life with what really matters to you. When you live in accordance with your values, you feel more fulfilled and at peace with yourself. For example, if you value constant learning, you may be motivated to seek out courses, reading material, or experiences that nurture that value. Living in alignment with your values is like having a clear north that guides you even in the most difficult moments. Happiness is not just the destination, but the path. Knowing what brings you joy allows you to build a more meaningful routine, even before you reach big goals. Small changes, such as spending more time with people you love or including a hobby that makes you smile, can create a ripple effect of positivity in your life. For example, when you realize that the feeling of accomplishment makes you happy, you can focus on creating small daily goals that give you that feeling, such as finishing a book or organizing a space in your home. Every change requires difficult choices. Knowing what you are willing to give up, be it comfort, time, or even relationships that are not good for you, is essential to moving forward. This understanding helps you overcome fear and procrastination, because it gives you clarity about the cost-benefit of your decisions. For example, when you realize that you need to sacrifice leisure time to study or work on a new project, you understand that this temporary effort is the path to a future that is more aligned with your desires. Transformation begins with you. These questions may seem simple, but they have the power to completely transform the way you live. By diving deep into each one, you not only discover who you really are, but you also equip yourself with the emotional and practical tools to create a life that reflects your dreams and values. Remember, changing your life doesn't happen overnight, but the first step is always to get to know yourself better. When you understand who you are and what you want, everything else starts to fall into place. Don't be afraid to ask yourself questions. The answers may surprise you and take you farther than you ever imagined.